You may read now, yeah.
As a project manager, you are asked with managing a new project for a tough customer who may charge penalties for late delivery to ensure the project is completed on time. You have decided to use the hybrid approach of the project management that starts with a more contractual approach to change management and adapt to a more flexible approach as project progresses. Which of the following is an important aspect of modifying the schedule as needed based on this hybrid approach of project management? Choose two.
Yeah.
Starting with a contractual approach to change management and adapting to a more flexible approach as project progresses. Incorporating agile techniques such as daily stand-ups and sprint planning only in later stage of project. Prioritizing the task based on customer need and requirement, ignoring project risk, and focus solely on meeting the deadlines. Implementing the rigid control process for entire project duration. So first of all, ignoring the project risk is not in the picture, so we can remove this one. Implementing a rigid change control process for entire project duration. I think this is also not a flexible approach because it will impact our hybrid approach also. Maybe the people or the team may not accept the, or customer may not accept the this one. So we need a hybrid project management with a more contractual approach and adopt flexible. Okay. So first point is already given in the contract in the question, like we use hybrid approach for the project to start more contractual approach to change management and adapt more flexible approach. So the same is being said in point one, starting with a contractual approach to change management and adapting to more flexible approach as project process. First option is given in the question, and now then we can go with I think prioritizing the task based on the customer needs and requirement. So I think first and C, we can choose two options, A and C.
Which of the following is an important aspect of modifying the schedule as needed based on the hybrid approach? So start more contractual approach to change management and adapt to a more flexible approach. Ignoring project risk solely, prioritizing the tasks, adopting agile techniques such as daily stand-up, starting with the contractual approach to change the project. Lagbhag, the options given are the same. We discussed this question earlier as well. So you were a predictive company probably, and then you started with a hybrid approach of project management recently. No, as a PM, you are tasked with managing a new project for a tough customer who may charge penalties for the late deliveries. Okay. So see, when you are dealing with a tough customer, okay, so you have to start, I would say, preferably you should go with the predictive manner. Okay. Because if the customer is not flexible, okay, and is imposing penalties if you miss a deadline, then the better way to deal with such customer would be that you start contractually in a predictive fashion. Okay, the more the customer is collaborating, open, giving feedback, flexible with the deadline, you should also be flexible with the scope. What do you think? Agree?
Yeah, exactly. For example, customer is not moving away from the deadline, and there is a chance of penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely we cannot do this one.
Yeah, true. So, which two of the following should be practical in this approach when the customer is strict?
So already one approach is mentioned in the question
Question
itself.
itself.
Yeah. So you have decided to use hybrid approach to start with more contractual approach to change and adopt more flexible approach as project process. So first is already given in the question, and I selected the third one,
So you
prioritizing the
agree with A and C, Kumar?
yeah.
Yeah, we discussed this question already.
Yeah, I think we discussed this
We
question.
discussed.
So we both agree with A and C.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We agree with A and
Okay, I
C. Let's
just got
proceed.
lost.
Yes. Kumar, you may read now.
Uh, Sorry, I'm in middle of the dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, carry on, carry on. No worries. Yes, Kumar, read.
Huh?
Yeah. Kumar, you read now.
As a project manager, you are tasked with managing changes to the project baseline, specifically the schedule baseline, in a new project that requires single delivery and has variable scope. You have
Yeah.
decided to use the attractive approach of project management and have implemented a change process management to guide your modification to the schedule. What are two important aspects of modifying the schedule as needed based on the iterative approach of project management and use of change management process?
Yeah.
So we have a single delivery but with variable scope, and we are going to use the iterative approach to deliver the project.
True.
So two important aspects of modifying the schedule based on iterative approach of project management and use the change process management. Using agile techniques such as sprint planning and daily stand-up to adopt the changing in the scope, incorporating feedback from the stakeholder to make adjustment to the schedule, prioritizing a rolling wave planning approach to adopt changes in scope and timeline, ignoring the change in the project requirements or constraint, not implementing a formal process of managing and approving the schedule.
Yeah. So what is the benefit of agile that you incorporate feedback, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. And then you reflect and then you adjust, right?
Yes.
And what else you do in agile? You have short sprints and you hold your agile ceremonies like daily stand up, right?
Mm.
In agile, this is what you do, that you have small iterations and you try to deliver frequently, right?
Mm.
Now, what can be removed? I mean, what can be eliminated?
Last two options can be eliminated, ignoring changes in
Ignoring.
the project requirement
Yeah.
and not implementing a formal process for managing and approving the schedule changes.
Of course, you will not implement a formal process because you are agile.
So last two will be eliminated.
Yeah.
So first option, I will go with the first and third option.
Third option, utilizing rolling wave approach to adopt a changes in the scope and timeline. Hmm. Okay. What are the two aspects of modifying a schedule as needed based on the iterative approach of the project management and use of a change management process? Hmm. So okay, last two are eliminated. Uh, now the debate is between A, B, and C. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to select two aspects out of these two. Okay. It is true that in Agile we use techniques such as sprint planning and we use the daily stand-up, right? What do we? Why do we do sprint planning? This is important. This is a meeting in which we plan what is going to be done, what features, requirements, tasks we will be taking for the upcoming 2 weeks. Okay. So sprint planning is a ceremony in which team gathers together with the product owner, scrum master, and customer representatives to decide. I mean, the team decides what they can take up for the next sprint based on their capacity, based on their current velocity, what they can commit to deliver in the next sprint. And definitely they will look for the backlog. Backlog would have the prioritized list of requirements. Okay. But by the time the sprint planning is done, okay, product owner and scrum master would have worked together, or product owner would have worked together with the business to bring to the team what is important, what are the tasks which are important and need to be developed. And the what I want to say is the product backlog is prioritized by this time. Okay, so team will have to just pick up how many tasks they can deliver from top of the product backlog. Okay, but in Agile, we give this freedom to the customer that as long as um, we are working on one sprint, you have the freedom to change whatever you want to add or remove from the backlog. So this is the time when the customer and the product owner has already worked out the priority items for the team, and then product backlog is already refined, so the team can take up top items whatever they can pick up. Okay, so this is how change is incorporated in the Agile. Now, considering the question says that what are the two important aspects out of the following of modifying the schedule as needed based on the iterative approach of project management and use of change management. So which means that we are talking specifically about the schedule which will be impacted because we are going to incorporate change. Okay. Now, if we are going to incorporate change, then we need to take a feedback from the client. True. So definitely we need to take the feedback from the stakeholder to adjust the schedule. So this is the one confirmed answer, which is B. Do you agree?
So I think B will be covered under A as well as under C also.
See, when you are doing sprint,
It's a stand-up daily meeting, right?
when
So
you
which
are
part
doing
have the
sprint
feedback?
planning, you are not taking the feedback from the customer. You are developers and the scrum master and probably the product owner. They gather and team picks up based on their capacity of or velocity. So it's not the time that you are incorporating the change. It is the time when you are taking the priority items. Change is already incorporated prior to that during the product backlog refinement. Okay, so prioritization is done much prior to sprint planning. Sprint planning is now what shall we do in the next sprint based on the team capacity. Okay, so here you are not incorporating feedback from uh, from the customer, but this is the time when you will definitely be deciding your based on the commitment that you will make and the duration of the sprint. Okay, the schedule will be very much impacted. So this is more related to what your schedule gonna be, because you are going to work out for next 2 weeks on these requirements, and if you are over committing, then you will be late. If you are committing as per your capacity, you will be able to deliver on time, right? And all of these requirements might not be new. Some of the requirements might be bugs, fixes. Some of the requirements might be change requests. Some of the requirements might be enhancements. Some of the requirements might be new. So everything comes into the backlog, and then you will decide that what fixes you are taking up, what support tickets you are taking up, what new enhancement you are taking up, what. So this is certainly the time that you will actually be making a huge decision about your schedule. So from my understanding point of view, this is the actual planning and scheduling that you are doing, because in agile you do planning more frequently. So sprint planning is one of the planning ceremony. Daily stand up is also important, but daily stand up you are just talking about impediments and what has been done yesterday, what you are going to do today. So it's also small planning session, but there is a planning aspect of it, because you share your plan as a developer, that what are the tasks on my plate for today, what I have completed yesterday. So this is also a small planning session. And in agile we frequently plan, which means that we do it in sprint planning, we do it daily planning meeting, I mean daily scrum meeting, we do it in our retrospective. So we do it our sprint demo. So we do many planning sessions shortly in agile. Rolling wave planning is a uh, more of a concept which we discussed in our predictive projects, which are longer projects, which are delivered in um, in phases. Okay, so there we start planning the phase 2 when we are executing the phase 1, and similarly we start planning the phase 3 when we are executing the phase 2. So rolling wave planning concept is more applicable to larger projects which are done in a sequential manner, where there could be phase delivery or there could be one big bang delivery. Okay, so that is more applicable to the
This
predictive projects.
rolling means, if phase delivery means if one end of one activity, which is called as the major milestone, right?
Rolling wave planning, I show you. Let us open this whiteboard if it is there. I think this should be there. So,
Rolling wave
so
mean when as the project progresses, the scope become more and more clear. Initially, we start randomly,
so
I believe.
if we do like this, oh man, I am not good in drawing. Wait, where is my board? There was a board about it. Where? Someday okay. So anyways, if you have a project which has 2 or 3 phases, okay, it's a large residential complex which you are building and it's a 5-year project, okay. Uh, so you will be planning a phase 1 and then executing the phase 1, okay. Meanwhile, you are executing the phase 1, you will be planning for phase 2, and then you will be executing the phase 2 like this. So so this is what you do. So in one phase you are planning, okay, and second phase you are executing. I mean you are planning and executing, but in phases, and you plan the next phase once you are starting or middle of the execution of the current phase, and then you will plan in detail the next phase, because You don't want to plan the whole project. So let's say for the next year, I will plan after 6 months. I will plan because right now I plan in detail for the first year scope of work. Okay, so it's just the phase delivery. So I do my full planning for phase one, which is 1 year. I will execute it, and meanwhile I'm nearing the completion of phase one. I will start planning for the phase two, so that once I reach the time that phase two should start, I have more clarity about it. Okay, so you are planning in short. You are planning like a rolling wave, because you are planning after some time, then you give time for execution, then you plan. But this is more of a traditional fashion that if you have a big project, you need to deliver it in phases. But agile is more frequent planning. It is like the duration will be in weeks, not 2 to 3 months or larger cycles of 1 year or six months of planning. Okay, so rolling wave planning concept is when you have a phase of a project which is 1 year, and then you take 2 3 months of planning. So that's where we say that we are not clear about the next phase of the project, and we don't want to plan the project for 5 years. Let's plan for the project for 1 year. We will execute it. While we are nearing the completion of the phase one of the project, we may start exploring what need to be done in the phase two. Are you clear?
Yeah, I'm clear on that.
So I would say the answer is A and B, unless you guys have strong opinion about C, B, C, D, and E. Hi, Dinesh. What do you think? Okay, might be busy. Let's go. Let's read.
Hi,
Tell me.
yeah, good evening. So, yeah, I just joined. I'm preparing my food and
Okay, okay.
also
Carry
I'm
on,
listening.
man. No worries.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Kumar. Done with the break dinner or not yet?
Not it, not it.
Yeah. I can read.
Yeah, read.
Yeah. As a project manager, you are responsible for the successful launch of new product for your company. Despite the project progress smoothly, delay in the delivery of key component have been identified as the launch date approaches. Further investigation reveals the poor coordination and communication with the other projects and operation within the company are the root cause of the problem. Another projects also the same component leading to a
Oh, we have
backlog.
done this, right?
Uh,
You remember, Kumar?
no, I don't think so.
No, okay, then carry on, carry on.
I don't think so.
Sorry.
Another projects also required the same component, leading to a backlog in production and delay in delivery. As a result, launch date has been pushed back and the company may face financial losses due to missed market opportunities and disappointed customer. As a PM, what action should be taken to address this issue? Collaborate with relevant stakeholders on the approach to resolve the issue, such as implementing regular meeting with other project managers, creating a centralized resource management system, establishing clear protocols for requesting and allocating resources, conduct a formal performance review of team members.
What can you eliminate? What did your team members do in this case? They haven't done anything bad. So why you should conduct a formal performance review for them, right?
Uh, it should be option A, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
because
this should be the answer unless anybody
coordination
think
and
other way around. What do you think, Kamar?
Sorry, I missed your question.
The question is in front of you. My question is, do you agree? Answer is A.
Actually, if we see the question, definitely I will go with the A approach because there is a delay in the project and also poor coordination and communication with the other project as well. So part first covers all those things, I think.
Yeah. So such
So
questions, we just need to understand what is the answer which directly addresses the root cause of the problem. So root cause is that we should collaborate frequently with the relevant stakeholders
exactly.
through regular meetings with other project managers. Okay. So creating a centralized resource management system or protocols, whatever may be, it will be not enough and issues still will appear. Maybe somebody like you, he is also not raising or very watchful of the resource management tools or requirements or anything, and he just rely on meeting people and asking and getting things done. So this may be a problem. Any tool will not save you from these issues of occurring again. You have to collaborate with the people. Okay, let's go and next. Yes, Kamal, read.
I should read it.
Yeah, you may read it now.
The Agile team has identified an opportunity to improve a user experience of their mobile app by integrating with the popular fitness tracking device. What team should do first? Integrate mobile app with fitness app, incorporate integration into their product roadmap, conduct market research and gather feedback to confirm that this integration would be valuable to their target audiences, consult with the product owner and other stakeholders to ensure that the changes align with overall vision of the product. I think this we already done, and this was the
Yeah,
last answer actually.
true, true.
D D
Everybody
D option.
would agree. Yes, everybody would agree that we should consult product owner. What do you
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think if these kind of questions should come to the actual exam also.
I tell you, if you have agile mindset, you will be able to answer the questions quickly.
We have all the mindset together, even agile, fixed, flexible, everything we have in our mind actually.
Good. Okay. Yes, read, Kumar.
uh, okay. As a project manager for a software development project, you have been experiencing delay in completing certain tasks. Your team has been working overtime and adding more resources to try and speed up the process. But you have noticed that the duration of the task is not reducing. To overcome these challenges, which of the following option would be the most effective strategy to improve task completion and reduce delaying the project? Implement a new project management software to streamline the task estimation process. Prioritize tasks based on their dependencies and importance. Implement a strict deadline for each task. Reduce the scope of the project. I'll go for B. Prioritize the task based on their dependencies and importance.
I would ask others if they agree with you. Yes, Kumar, Dinesh, Kamar.
Yes, was.
Do you agree with Kumar? Option B.
Based on the dependency and important implement strict deadline, reduce the projects and implement a new project. I think the reducing the scope is not the option. Implementing the strict deadline also we cannot do, and implementing a new project management software to streamline that task also. So I think this is also not possible. But prioritizing the task based on the area, it's more relevant, I think.
Yeah, because the team is already overloaded. So let them work
Yeah.
on the priority items, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. Yes, Kamar, read.
As a project manager of a road and transportation development mobile app project, you are facing a challenge of staying within a budget and time constraint by which while ensuring the success of the project. The project scope includes several non-essential features that were added at the beginning of the project but have been deemed unnecessary for the project success. To overcome this challenge, you have decided to implement scope reduction. Given the above scenario, which of the following option would be most effective strategy for implementing the scope reduction while ensuring the success of the project? Removing all non-essential without considering the impact. Negotiate with the customer to reduce the scope of project without considering the impact. Carefully identifying while minimizing the impact on the project objective and following the change. Ignoring the budget time constraint. I think first we cannot do negotiate without considering the impact. Also, we cannot do ignoring the budget and time constraint. Also, we cannot do. So we can do only carefully identifying and removing the non-essential element while minimizing the impact on the project objective, following change management process to ensure project remain within a budget and schedule.
Do you
I
guys
think this
agree
is
with Kamar approach? C?
Yeah, I'm agree with it.
Yes, Dinesh?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, I also agree. Straight away question. Kumar, read.
As the project manager for a software development project using the Scrum framework, you have noticed that your team is struggling to stay on schedule and deliver working software at each sprint review. Upon further investigation, you have realized that the team is having difficulty managing dependency between tasks. For example, the task of creating a new feature cannot be completed until the task of updating the underlying database structure B is completed. This problem is usually due to a lack of understanding and management of which type of dependency. For example, the task of creating a new feature cannot be completed until the updating data. This is a mandatory dependency.
Yeah. What do you think, guys? Do you agree with the Kumar option that he selected? Kamar? Do you think it's mandatory dependency?
Yeah, I think it's mandatory.
Because it is more related that login should not be allowed until you implement or you have the two-factor authentication in place. It will be more secure, right? No. No, I left you. I don't know. My internet got disconnected probably. Now I am back.
No
Sorry,
issue. I
guys.
think
Am I audible
someone is
now again?
monitoring you.
Am I audible again?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, we agree that it is mandatory dependency because we need to make the underlying database structure to build this functionality. Okay, got it. Okay, next.
I think, Mr. Tushar, this question we already attempted.
Okay, then quickly help me out. If we have attempted, or next time we will be marking them in the left side one column that we attempted it. Okay, quickly let me identify this if we have attempted this. I think for all these dependencies we have attempted these, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Okay, great. Then we proceed to written. I think we have attempted this. Okay. Okay. Read from here, guys. Yes, Kumar.
Yeah, there is a go-to market pressure. Market needs to have changed, and we have to hit the market with a product earlier than our competitor. CEO has asked to pull a project completion date by 2 weeks. In order to meet a new deadline, the project team plans to start the coding before detailed design is ready. The expectation is that starting coding in parallel with design will lead to 2 weeks of schedule compression. What is the problem with team approach? Residual risk is remaining. Team is exploiting risk. Secondary risk is remaining, not mitigating the rework risk. Uh, there are two not exploiting. I think not mitigating the rework risk.
So there will be a rework. If you
Yes.
will follow this approach, there is a chance that you have to do all over again, right? Do you agree with Kumar, guys? So what you did, you have a coding phase, okay, and you have a design phase. So you know that design coding is followed by design. So you do the design and then you do the coding, or like this. Okay, so imagine that you were not done with the design and then you started coding as well. Okay, so you wanted to be more agile. What happened? Meanwhile, design changed. So whatever coding you had done, you have to do the coding again as per the new design. So now this is a rework. So rework is introduced by this approach. Okay. So what did the team actually this problem? I mean, the problem with the team approach is that they may have to do the work again. So they have not mitigated the rework risk. So how they would mitigate the rework risk? Any ideas?
They can only mitigate the risk if, for example, if they are going first with
They
design,
will go for
then
brainstorming. Brainstorming with the team meeting, then they can.
No. I have to set aside some time in my buffer because
Uh,
I may need that time to rework. So
mm,
mitigation mean I know I'm taking a chance here. So, but it may fall back on me. So I should have some time. You got it?
which is called floating.
I mean, which is called float, but float is yeah, which is called float. But you are setting aside some contingency reserve in terms of time or maybe money. So if you need to run another sprint for the rework, you should have money to pay to the people to stay with you for one more sprint, right? So it can be time, it can be money. You have to set aside some contingency. If required, you will use it. Float is actually float is actually the flexibility the schedule offers you by default. Okay, so you have this much time by default. But if the PM has taken that time from you and just squeezed you, then he has set aside that time for contingency actually. Got my point?
Yeah.
Agree, guys? Let's. Okay, let's read this. Kamar.
There has
That's-
go to market pressure. Market needs have changed, and we have to hit the market with the product earlier than other competitor. CEO asked you to pull project completion date by 2 weeks in order to make the new deadline. The project team plan to start coding before the detailed design is ready. The expectation is to start coding with parallel with the design will lead 2 weeks schedule completion. What is the problem the team is approaching? Reducing the risk is remaining. Team is exploiting secondary risk, reduce the quality of the product. I think then only the option change is reduce the quality of the product.
Why you will reduce the quality of the product?
Reduce the risk is remaining. Residual risk
Again,
is
it's a rework.
remaining.
What did you do? CEO was asked to pull a project completion date by 2 weeks. He reduced the duration by 2 weeks. So you need to meet a new deadline. The team plans to start the coding before the detailed design is ready. The expectation is start coding in parallel with the design. This will lead to 2 weeks of schedule compression. What is the problem with the team approach? Yeah. What is residual risk? Do you guys know?
Residual risk, how much you take care, but still there will be a risk.
Yes. After you mitigate, after you have
Everything
done
you have done.
mitigation,
Yeah,
after
everything
you
you
have
have
done
done.
mitigation, still there is a risk which is remaining. For example, you are driving a
Exactly.
car, you are
Something
wearing a
inevitable risk, some unavoidable risk. Yeah.
you have you are wearing the seat belt. Still, when the accident happens, you have a chance of getting injured, right? Somehow. So that is the residual risk. But here, the thing is, the team took a risk. So, are they reducing the quality of the product? Actually, no.
Actually, as per team plan, because they are asking with the team approach. Team approaches team plan to start the coding before the design. But expectation is different. So definitely the quality of the product will reduce. If they will go with this one, start coding then earlier than
Is the team exploiting the risk here? Anything they are doing? Is there any opportunity or is there any risk which they are exploiting? No or yes?
exploitation in term of opportunity is not there.
Not there, right?
Yeah. But definitely residual risk is always there.
But what about secondary risk? What is the difference? What is secondary risk?
Secondary risk maybe other than what we are expecting.
So if you implemented a mitigation for first risk, but as a result of this mitigation, you introduce another new kind of risk. That is your secondary risk.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it the
Because of
scenario?
hitting back one enemy, another enemy pop up.
Yeah, something like that. Is it so?
So
What
it is not here. It is
what
not
is the
here.
answer here, Kumar? What is the answer here?
Reduce the quality of product.
Right? You are not. The team is not reducing the quality of product. Is it, Kumar? Dinesh?
No, I would go for the team is exploiting risk.
But team is just trying to meet the big boss deadline. Where is the exploiter? He's exploiting the team.
Yes. Yes,
It is literally exploiting. You are taking 2 weeks away from us. But the team is not exploiting. Miskin team is just trying to meet the team boss deadline. Exploiting would have been that maybe they saw an opportunity of reduction of 2 weeks and they exploited by having a skilled resource, requesting for a skilled resource to join them, and CEO or manager approved it, and then they got the work done in less time. But it's not an opportunity anywhere. It is just a top-down order that they are trying to meet. So Kamar think that when they will do this, they are introducing reduced quality in the product, right, Kamar? This is what you mean.
Yeah, definitely. Because see, the question itself is saying what is the problem with team approach, and team sets the approach to start coding before the design. But expectation is totally different. Maybe they will go with parallel or something. But I am just thinking maybe this will reduce the quality, maybe something happened with design or
Dinesh,
something.
you want to say anything?
Yes, he is the quality
Uh,
control. He will speak a lot.
See, there might be chance of reducing the quality of the product, but it is not sure that it will definitely reduce the quality of product.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what when we reduce the schedule, what is going to happen as a result of the compression of the schedule. That may be we consider as a risk only.
This is what Kamar is saying, that you are taking a risk here. You are meeting, you don't have time. You will rush the things, right? Then the quality will suffer, simply stating that.
Definitely, quality will suffer. Ultimately, CEO will suffer.
You have to meet the new deadline and you are asked to complete it now 4 weeks project in 2 weeks. So you will try to finish the whole scope, and what if you do not give proper time for testing and you deliver it and then those bugs are discovered later on?
It's like just a simple the biryani. If we need to cook the biryani, it will take around 1 hour. But if they ask us to finish it in half an hour, definitely the biryani will be there, but it will not be able to eat, or nobody will eat it. So in this context, I am trying to
Correct, the
endorse.
biryanis. Okay.
Yeah, Dinesh. Yeah. Say, please endorse my point. I just want to give
Yeah,
my
but the
point.
biryani case, okay, we know that when we reduce time, everybody knows that it will be have a problem in quality. But this is subjective in terms of coding and design. Might be it is more subjective into that matter. Maybe I'm thinking that it might be reduce the quality of product, but not 100% sure that it will reduce the quality.
I think let's open the answer to finish this
I,
debate.
I think I love mutton biryani.
Sorry.
I had mutton biryani today also and yesterday also. 2 days.
You guys are removing the biryani.
Yeah.
So I should have a biryani tomorrow.
Yeah, I am eating it. Okay. Yeah, guys. So where is
What is the
residual risk?
answer?
I don't see the residual risk here. I see the reduce the quality of the product is the answer. But let's see.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Fantastic. Yeah, this is I know. This is I know.
Hmm.
You have the
Actually,
sheet. You have the sheet, Kamar.
no, I don't have the sheet. I did not read it, but I think now the artificial intelligence is more strong. They are reading my mind, actually.
Yeah, guys.
Oh,
If
you
you
are
are
becoming a AI instead of that.
okay, good. Keith is a PM. Read, Dinesh.
Yeah, Keith is a project manager for a regulatory compliance project. He prepares an RFP for vendors to determine which one of them would get a chance to contract a new project with your organization. This is an example of which type of communication: formal written, formal verbal, informal written, informal verbal.
So
What
it
is
is
this
not verbal
RFP?
at all, right? It's written.
RFP, first of all.
So what do you eliminate now? Verbal is eliminated, right? Because it's not verbal.
Yes.
So you
What
have
is
a
this RFP?
yeah, you are requesting, you are sending a proposal in the market. I mean, you are asking the vendors,
RFQ. Okay,
requesting
okay,
for
okay.
proposal. So see,
RFQ
Proposal.
is
Okay,
different, RFP different.
so there are two things. If you are buying commodities, you will raise an RFQ, request for quotation.
okay,
But if you are
okay,
looking for a solution to the problem, you will raise an RFP.
okay,
So which is called
okay,
request for proposal. So people will
okay.
propose a solution to your problem.
Yeah.
So now
Then
you are
it goes
writing
for
an RFP.
So formal written.
Yeah, formal written, unless other guys disagree with you.
Mm,
No, we support
I
them.
hope so.
We cannot deny
They cannot
this.
take the risk of disagreeing with you, right? Okay. Read, Kumar.
An agile team was working on a project with multiple deliverables, but there was a lack of clear role responsibilities among team members. This led to confusion and delays as team members were unsure of who was responsible for specific tasks. Which of the following document clearly outline the roles and responsibility of each team member
Rasi matrix.
could have?
Sorry,
Yes, yes, yes.
sorry.
Yeah, correct. He's correct.
Guys, read question.
Could have helped the team avoid this situation by ensuring that everyone understood their task and how they fit into the overall project.
You have two things
Hmm.
actually very much related. Okay, resource histogram is out of the picture. Three things
Yes.
out of the responsibility assignment matrix and Raki matrix, both are same thing. So actually there is team charter and Raki matrix, or these responsibility assignment matrix. So RAM matrix and Raki matrix is one thing. So actually there are two things in which you have the contention here. Raki matrix is responsible, accountable, consulted and informed, which we talked about earlier as well, right? So as a team member were unsure of who was responsible for specific task, which of the following document clearly outlines the roles and responsibilities of each team member. And that could have helped the team to avoid this situation by ensuring everybody understood their task and how they fit into the overall project. Yeah, I agree with you. But my only concern is team charter. Team charter. Team charter also has ground rules, but team charter
Yes.
does have roles and responsibilities as well. So, for example, my team charter will tell me that my team, each member, what is his part in this project? What is his role in this project? Although Rocky Matrix is more of a from the all kind of work involved in the project. So each task, what is the responsible, who is the responsible for this task, and who is accountable, and who should be consulted, and who should be informed. So it's a task base, right? It's a task based stakeholder, and then definitely you can get to know that which task is responsibility of which person. But to talk about team composition, so you will basically say, okay, Kamar is a developer, he is responsible for the development. So you will have this information in your team charter as well. Okay. No, I can't confuse you. You are a damnant. Okay. Okay, so your answer is Raki matrix. My answer is team charter. We agree or we disagree?
I think team charter tells about the
Ground
generic things
rules.
like general
Ground
ground
rules.
rules.
Ground rules.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
importantly, we remember team charter from ground rules. I do agree.
ground rules. Yeah,
I do agree with you.
but here the question is there is a lack of clear roles and responsibility.
Okay, I agree with you because uh, directly the responsible person definitely we will get to know from the Raki matrix. Okay.
Raki
I
matrix or
Yeah,
responsibility assignment matrix. Yeah.
yes,
uh,
Dinesh. Tell.
I think Rasi matrix, like they will keep the persons who are responsible.
Classified.
In team charters, it is defined what responsibility he might have been taken for this task. Correct?
But the exact person name would be not there, right? The
Maybe
exact.
no, not a person's name. I am talking about the this means the functions, function like engineer, manager, this function.
So
Okay.
business analyst, project
Yeah,
manager,
yeah,
planning, project
yeah,
manager responsible for planning, business analyst requirement gathering, solution architect for design, like this.
yeah. The responsibility is assigned for the that function, but however, the clear responsibility not will not be defined in the RASI matrix. What he will do, that step by step this thing.
Okay. But whenever team has confusion, the binding document is the team charter. Okay.
Mm.
The binding document is team charter because you remember whenever they will fight, they will say, okay, we will solve our problems by looking at the team charter. Okay. So if you form a team, you jointly prepare a team charter, and like project charter authorizes project manager, team charter will give at least some authorization or involvement or responsibility for each team member, and it will always resolve the confusion from your team members that अरे तू क्या कर रहा है इस project में? No, because I have a role I have to play in this project. So from that perspective of confusion and clarity between why I am involved in this project, what is my role in this project, so that could be narrated in the team charter and put on the wall. So everybody knows that what his role is there. Now, when it comes to project tasks and task accountability, and there can be it can be a lot many tasks for me to do, that is definitely based on my skill set or my scope of work. I have to be responsible on some of the tasks, and I have to be consulted for some of the tasks, not directly responsible. So Raki matrix will be task wise. But overall, if you ask me, the team charter will build the cohesiveness within the team. That's my point of selecting team charter, because the direct problem is the confusion. No? Okay. Okay, move on, guys, because it's very hard to, because responsibility is one of a very clear column in the Raki matrix, and I do agree with you guys that it is directly addressing the problem in the question that who is responsible, go look into the Raki matrix. Okay, let's close it like this because it's never ending. You think, if I think on this way,
Ah, yes. I have one question for you. Like, do you think this RASI matrix being used in the organization? I don't think so. Task wise.
Who is using team charter? I have I have like given you both of the in like food of thoughts, that what is the purpose of team charter? To build cohesiveness, to have common understanding. Okay, and Raki matrix is when you have strict operations, going on, and then you need to know that who is the accountable person, who is the responsible person. If the problem occurs, who should be consulted. It's like a, if you go to the hospital, you have some red, blue, white chart that triage. This condition is triage condition, so take him to the room for. It's like that only. You got my point.
Yes, yes.
Anyways, guys, let's not debate more on this. This is some tricky question. I would say we both are right. I I can't argue more on this question. One option, that the only option that this question would have been made is that what is the incorrect option? Then resource histogram was the incorrect option. Others all are correct options. Okay. Yes, Dinesh, read.
An agile team is beginning a new release. Things are progressing a little slower than initially estimated. The project manager is taking a servant leadership approach. Which of the following action is the project manager mostly like to do? Create a high-level scope statement and estimate. Intervene in non-productive team arguments. Actively coach team members to help them reach their fullest potential. Demonstrate the system to senior executives.
What do you think?
Actively coach them members to help them
Yeah,
reach their
unless
fullest
people
potential.
unless people disagree with you, I would go with you.
Well, also,
Because
Say,
as a servant leadership,
do you agree, Kumar?
yeah, I'm agree.
You don't agree? Then
No,
give
I'm
me the
agreeing,
answer.
sir.
Easy way. Agree and answer. Move on. Kamar, do you agree? Actively coaching the team to help them reach their full potential is the answer.
Yeah, I think this is better answer.
Good, guys. I agree with you. Servant leader set up the team for success. Formal, written, unwritten. This should be easy for you guys. Okay. Kamar, read.
Kamal is a project manager and just has presented a final demo of the product and received excellent feedback from the client about the product and team in general. During the team performance review, Kamal has recommended to management that the whole team should be rewarded for their good work. Management has approved the increment for the team, and each staff has received the updated employment contract for acknowledgement and signature. Making changes to the contract is an example of formal return. Yeah, this is formal return.
Khalas. You guys agree with him? I agree with him, by the way.
But after reading this question,
yes, yes.
No, no one will. This is so explanatory.
such things are happening. Okay.
But only one condition, we need same question in the exam.
During a
Read.
project, a team failed to
Somebody here
efficiently
from
manage.
PMI network setting up the question here.
No, man.
During a
Kumar.
project, a team failed to efficiently manage the expectation of a key stakeholder, resulting in dissatisfaction with a final deliverable. What two steps could the project manager have to take to proactively manage these key stakeholders' expectations, influence, and level of engagement to avoid this outcome? Regularly communicating project status updates to the stakeholder, establishing a clear process for managing and addressing stakeholder concern, providing training to team members on effective stakeholder management technique, ignore the stakeholders' input and relying solely on the project plan.
Ignore,
So,
Take
ignore,
away,
ignoring.
we can ignore the fourth one.
Ignore the stakeholder input. Ignore is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So, based on
There is a 2 and 3 answer. Establishing a clear process for managing and addressing stakeholder concern and providing training to team members on effective stakeholder management.
no, what about A?
Communicating the project status would not be the fit, resolve the purpose here, like, right?
so we require two answers, right?
One, I agree with you guys. Establishing a clear the B one. Okay, but the thing is, the stakeholder, like the PM got to know that team failed to effectively manage the expectation of the key stakeholders, resulting in dissatisfaction with the final deliverable. What two steps could the PM have taken to proactively manage this key stakeholder expectation, influence, and level of engagement?
A
Now,
and B.
yeah, because you fail to communicate with the stakeholder on regular instance or engage with him. This has led to his dissatisfaction, which was discovered later on because he was
Surprise.
left out. Like he is not in the room. He is not important. And when you got to know he is important, it was too late to engage him. And he was dissatisfied with what you delivered, right? So had you regularly communicated the project status somehow by broadcasting your project status to him, you would have some, you know, proof that sir mail to bheja tha aapne dekha nahi.
Why not option A and C?
Yeah, no, see why. Provide training to the team member on effective stakeholder management technique. No
See, the
matter how
problem is
much
already
training.
mentioned in the question. The
So
problem is already mentioned.
C is also record in the future and not now as a preventive action.
No, I think A and C should be the answer because why I'm saying the problem is mentioned in the question itself. The team failed to effectively manage the expectation of the key stakeholder. So this will cover by C actually. But
So what
it's
if your team goes and gets training and then comes back and Khalli whatever they were taking the course they were enjoying and they don't do it. I mean, taking the course and not doing the stakeholder engagement or engagement is equally possible. So you had to do than to learn how to do.
so means A and B we have to only
In the project management organizations, there is a department PMO which teaches PMI methodology, how to use Primavera MS project, and then when you see the PMs of the organization, they are sometimes or many a times not updating project management schedule on the MS project, not having their project management plan with them. They are not doing what they are preached. But actually, if they are engaging with the stakeholders, this problem could have been avoided. Action. Do you agree? Action. Which action could have avoided you this situation? You will still go with the degree?
Not with the degree, because definitely they came with all the training and everything.
You came with all the training and you did not manage the project like PMI methodology in the PMI methodology way. But if you have managed it and you didn't take the training, which was better, doing or just a training?
No, if you already manage without training, that is better.
I am saying A is the doing, actually action, regularly communicating project status update with the stakeholder is getting him engaged. I mean, it is updating him, which means sir aaj ye ho gaya, aaj ye ho gaya, aaj ye ho gaya, which means that you kept on eating his head, right? And then he cannot come back that I don't know, I'm not happy. तो उस वक्त बोलना था भाई. Anyways, if you still insist,
No, we are
then
okay
give me.
with you. We cannot insist.
They can't insist.
No.
My expect guys, do you agree with my explanation, or Kamar point number C, you would go for C?
One more small input I just want to add. Here, the C already cover, I believe, somehow under B as well. Because once you are establishing a clear process of managing and addressing, that means it's include the training and all those things.
Or at least
Just I'm saying.
at least you are following a process, right? You have established a clear process. Yeah, Dinesh, you want to say something?
No, I'm okay with this.
These two. Kumar, are you okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, but your point of view is
but this is not a permanent solution. Anyhow, so communicating the project status, the what is the dissatisfaction with the final deliverables that we don't know. Maybe if we are addressing that point, then that would be the we avoid the recurrence.
we could have avoided. Yeah, so 80-90% of the dissatisfaction could have been not there if we communicated regularly, or we established some process to engage the stakeholders regularly to know their concerns. So either we would have approached the stakeholder, or through a process, stakeholder would have approached us to raise their concern, right? Either way.
Yes.
Either way. So that's why point A and B is important. Either we had regularly updated, or there was a process through which stakeholder might have addressed his concerns to us. Maybe he went to complain against us on PMO, and PMO came to the PM that you missed out this stakeholder, and then we got him engaged for the rest of the project. Somehow there was a process. Anyways, let's read this formal, written, verbal. I think we are very much okay with this. Okay, then Dinesh, read this one.
The project, yes.
Yeah, read. You might. Yeah, I thought this is the one also we have done it. Do you think, guys, we have done this resource management plan, staffing management plan, right? Last time, right? Yeah, I remember. Do you remember, Kumar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dinesh, you were there with us, right? When we saw what is the resource management plan, staffing management plan, or you still want me to
Yes.
explain?
Yes,
I'll
yes,
explain.
yes.
Kamar also knows this.
No, I am clear with you what you said about the staffing management plan
Yeah, okay.
and resource management.
This is not same. Okay, let's do this. Yes, Dinesh.
A project manager is leading a team responsible for developing a new e-commerce platform for a company. The project manager is aware that the success of the platform depends on the user experience and satisfaction of various stakeholders, including customers, employees, and partners. The project manager is also aware that each stakeholder has different needs, preference, and behavior. The project manager is faced with a difficult decision on how to design and develop the platform to meet the needs of the stakeholders, all stakeholders. Okay. Hmm. C matrix, salience model, influence, impact, grid, persona. All, all I am not aware this matrix.
No problem. C
And this
matrix.
model
Influence,
is a prioritizing, so it will not be B directly rejected.
influence, impact, grid. Maybe I was thinking that it this grid shows which stakeholder has what is their most need. Who is my first person means whether this is a customer or somebody who is having weightage. Is that so? That influence impact grid. If I am
Yeah.
not meeting that customer, then the impact would be more in
No.
my design and development. Correct?
No. 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 I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you. Where is my whiteboard? I don't see a whiteboard here. Do I have a whiteboard? Where's my no whiteboard? No problem. Okay. No worries. No worries. I'll do it here. So actually, so you have a grid in which you have power and influence of a stakeholder. Power or influence, power or interest. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes power or influence, sometimes power
It's
or interest. Okay. So you can categorize your stakeholder. A falls here, B falls here, C falls here, and D falls here. So D has got power, interest at the same time. B has only influence, no power. Or C has only, I would say, influence but no power. A has only power, no influence, like that. Okay. So you devise your communication strategy based on where they fall. Okay. Then we have C matrix. C matrix has stakeholders. Stakeholder, I would say A, B, C, D. And what is their engagement level? Engagement level. Are they resistant to the project or they are neutral? Neutrals. Okay. Okay. Then they are uh, they are neutral. Then they can be supportive as well for the project, or they could be leading in a project. Okay. So what is stakeholder A current level? He is resistant, but I want to see him. Desired level is that I want to see him leading in the project. This is his current level. I want to see the stakeholder leading in the project. So this is called SEAM matrix. Okay. Stakeholder engagement assessment matrix. Stakeholder engagement assessment matrix. So this does tell you that what is the stakeholder current engagement level, right? You can see it's an engagement assessment matrix. Agree? Yeah. So this is your SEAM matrix. What else you have in the question? Persona? Persona is picturizing. It's like put yourself in the shoes of a child and start thinking, dreaming about a bicycle, that when I will have a bicycle, then what I will do, I will go play, show my friends. It will have so many gears, so big tires. So it's like you are creating a scene, a story, and telling a story to the group of people, and they start to innovate. They start to give you their ideas because they start to relate with the story. Okay. So always when we gather the requirements, we create a persona that when I remember I was a child. So if we used to, we were asked to write a, essay, and we had a model essay that there was a Abdullah, and Abdullah had a few friends, two brothers and sisters, and so that was a model essay. Whenever there will be essay coming in the exam, we will use a model essay and tweak it and make our own essay. Kamar, you relate? You remember? Kamar is not there. Hasib, you remember? Okay, Khaliwali. So personification. So you are personalizing it. So if you are creating a product which will appeal to the children, so you will personalize it. That okay, what it could be, what. Uh, so you take an example of a child that may wanted or have dreamt about this kind of a product, or he went somewhere and he thought of. He went beside the pond, and he thought of having a ship, and then you thought of a ship, and then you say, okay, this ship should have been like this, we should have been designed in a way that it should be very cheaper and it should be fulfilled all the expectation and aspiration of that child. So when I come back to my question is saying, sorry, where is my question? My question is saying that each person has his own expectation, right? So when the project manager is aware that success of the platform depends on user experience and satisfaction of various stakeholders, including customers, employees, as well as the partners. So, but the PM is also aware that each of the stakeholder has different needs, preferences, and behavior. So the PM is faced with difficult decision which tool he should use on how to design and develop the platform, right? How to design and develop the platform. So ideas will not come through theme matrix. Theme matrix is purpose is you need to assess the engagement level of the stakeholders, what is current, what is desired. So this is out of the picture. Salience model. Salience model we have seen previously. It will also give me power, urgency, um, dominant, dominant stakeholder, dangerous stakeholder. It will also give me some influence and power level of the stakeholders. Okay, urgent stakeholder, urgency stakeholders. Okay, impact and influence grade also have seen that it will be 2-3 types of grade, but basically it will give me power or interest level, power or influence level. So it will also not help me because all three are giving me some assessment of the stakeholder interest level or their engagement level. Now, persona is the thing that is more related to user experience, what are the individual preferences of each stakeholder. So let me draw a persona, create some XYZ person story, and tell to the people to get an idea that if um, if to get an idea what should be the requirements of the new e-commerce system. What do you think? Guys, you are there?
Yes, I'm here.
You got the idea, right?
So Yes, yes. So we need to see in that shoe, like what is their expectation and their preference for a lot of stakeholders.
Yeah.
So
Create a
we should
persona of
have
a person who
user.
will use this e-commerce website. So, for example,
Yeah.
it is about food. So normally, uh, a person should be a person who is stuck in office. So when you think about a person who is stuck in office and he need to order the food, you will have better understanding of what kind of food he will be looking for. Maybe price will be important, maybe time will be important for him, maybe delivery charges will be important for him, so you can relate to it that what kind of product and what kind of customer. If you know the customer who will be using it, if you can create a story of that customer, you will be getting to know the requirement of the portal easily.
Voice of the customer.
Easily, because you are creating a hypothetical customer in your mind or maybe in front of everybody. Let's talk about a person who is stuck in office. Let's say his name is X. So then everybody we can personalize and think, okay, yeah, there are people who would be interested in ordering food on from the office. Okay, because we have now persona of a person who is stuck in office. So the moment I started the story in this way, people will try to relate it, and then I can get more ideas.
Yes.
Agreed, everybody? Kumar, Kamal.
Agree.
Agree,
Okay,
but still I have one.
yeah, Kumar.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. See,
Okay.
for one customer, okay, it is fine. So we can think about from their shoe. But if there is a lot of stakeholders, team members, and everyone is there, we cannot think. We can think for one or two people, but we cannot
Think about
think for
think about
all the
think
people.
about every category, because I got your point that it can be one person, then I can think about one person persona. But but this is not one person, this is a segment of customers, right? So you are thinking about e-commerce website. So this website can be used by various segment of customers. So you will think about your customers, and but you will see, okay, maybe which age group will be using this customer. So you can you
In
have
that
to.
case, the focus group will be there, right?
Group will be there, yes.
Focus group.
Focus group will be there, but this is not in the answer. The answer has only persona. You can gather the requirement through focus group, I agree with you,
Mm.
but creating a persona will be helpful for you to design a journey, customer
Mm.
journey, to satisfy that kind of a customer who will land to your e-commerce website.
It is
Okay.
basically the demand versus supply, like where my demand is, my product. We cannot sell the woolen coat jacket in Chennai. It's, we can sell in Ooty or somewhere where the climate is very chill.
Yeah,
Correct?
correct. You want return on investment from your website, right? So now the success of your website will greatly depend on user experience. There are many e-commerce websites which are very bad in user experience, right? So there are others which are very good in user experience. So you have to think about the user experience as the person who will be using this website through various platforms. He will be comfortable on the phone, then how is the experience like? If he is using on the web, how is the experience like? On the tablet, how is the experience like? Forget about the device. Actual experience is how. Like I landed to your website, I got the quotation, I I paid for you. How I felt the process was designed for me, keeping me in mind, then I will be very happy. But you would be able to design the experience keeping me in mind when you will create a persona prior to designing this sales journey. And you will consider that maybe I will be interested in this product and I will be landing here. So I should see a personalized experience, or maybe the way I want it, you know, user experience based on agree or don't agree.
Yeah, we'll go forward.
All right. This is how you, one of the way you collect the requirements through persona, creating a persona. Okay. What else?
I
All
think
right.
it's 11 o'clock.
It's the time to say good night.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, because our beds are waiting for us.
yeah.
I am fresh today. I don't know why. Okay. No worries. Okay, guys. See you. Then
I
let's
don't know,
mark it
maybe you are coming
129.
meeting or something.
Okay, guys.
Yes, please, please. 129, everybody, please remember.
Remember.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
See you
Okay,
tomorrow.
okay.
See
Thank
you.
you, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
See
bye.
you.